Hello, this is LavaCat, and welcome back to a new series we may be doing called City Skylines. This game is all about building the big city, and then progressively, as you get higher population, getting different types of buildings and different areas and densities of things that you can do. So we will start a new game, and I believe that we should start on the Shady Strands. Let's do the Grand River. That sounds nice. Yes. So it has water connections, ship connections. What's that? Plane connections. Okay. Train connections and road connections. So you kind of have to have a road connection to start with. And it has no oil. Oh, base theme will be European. 84% gold. That's pretty good. So we can start this up. So as you can see, it loads kind of slowly because I do not have my new solid state drive in my computer at this exact point, so it will load partially slower than it should. So this game has a very nice way of showing everything. It has like a soft way to show all the graphics, as you can see in the background picture as it loads. And every single car is shown, and trucks in where they actually are. So if you see down there, we can see our speed. I'm going to press space to pause this whole game so I do not waste money as I place down roads. We have a decent start in space, except for the river, which will cost lots of money to expand across later. As for now, I'm just going to use this area as our main area. I guess I know that I need to build roads. So you can't unlock any of the extra roads until you build small roads. Build that, refund. Then I can have a 6-lane, one-way road, which means all 6 lanes are devoted to one way. Not self-explanatory. So I'm gonna put that on here, off the highway they give you, and then go like that, if it wants to let me. Please, please. Delete a little bit, so I have enough room to kind of go. That looks. You know what? Imperfectionist just makes me want to sit down and just cry. It looks so bad. That looks better. It's not as good as I would always like, but you know what? We'll go with that. Another connection so that they can get across. And another 6-lane. Probably to industrial over there, and then residential over here. So those are both 6-lane roads leading off this main-ish road. And so I'm going to get the smaller roads, 2 lanes, and just kind of place them around this. It's going to be a residential area where the people will build houses. And if you can tell by all these little tiny squares right there, kind of see where my mouse is hovering. Those are places where we can actually zone things, which means that's where we're going to be having, like, I'm about to get to that, actually, so let's finish this tiny little roads. If you look, if I press on this down there, there's commercial zones, low density, because that's all you get, in industry zones, and then low density commercial zones, and then so I can place these along any of these squares, so they have to be by road. But then, because I do not want cars parking on the main road, I'm going to keep it all onto these roads and not onto this main road so that cars don't take up this whole lane right there. So I'm just going to paint this all. At the start, you usually, well, at the end, or in the middle I should say, usually don't have commercial by residential because it does cause noise. But since I can't really make that area at this point, I have to place commercial right there. And then this game also revolves around different types of power, and you need definitely water in that sense. Usually you don't stay with wind turbines the whole time, but start, it's not required, but it's a way to go, because you only get $70,000 in a coal power plant, costs 19, so that's a lot of money out of that. So they also require actually you to have plumbing and water. So if, as you can see by all these arrows, the water is flowing this way. which means I'll place my pumping station up here, and then my sewage dump station, which is just like it sounds. Sewage comes right out of that pipe, and as you can see, I just clicked on this, which gives me a way that I am now in a form where I am looking at my city in all of its piping. So I'm going to connect this to that, and now it just made a little happy sound, ding. And then I'm going to put piping on all this industry area, and then come from here. I'm going to go on the residential, and for a tiny bit, what's it called? Commercial. I'm going to connect these all up just because it makes a little happy sound and it looks better. So those are good, except they do need power from this wind turbine. Am I missing anything else? I have water, I have electricity, I have zoning. Oh, I do not have my industry zone yet. Almost forgot that. I'm going to zone all of this with this tool, which is like a whole big field, and then now I'm going to put the paint bucket to make this all industry. And I'm just press start. Here's a little tweeter bird, pretty much Twitter. Trademarked and copyrighted, so we're not gonna do that. So right, if you look down here, here's my money. I'm making negative money because, well, negative cash flow, because no residents have moved in and no industry, so I'm making absolutely no money, and I'm still paying for maintenance of all these roads and this wind turbine and these pumps and all that. So I'm going to turn it up to 2 speed. So even if a house does come in, it doesn't necessarily they're going to have people in them yet. Okay, it's done. See, 0 of 3 households. See, I still have no people, but there are a ton of houses. There's 1 household. Ooh, that's our first house. We're gonna name it instead of the Empire Rising. We're gonna say first people. If I can type. These are our first people house. Still making negative cash flow, but we are definitely going. It is going up. Here's my economy tab right there, where I'm looking at all of my income, the overall income, and then my overall expenses. So you can tell roads and water are the biggest part at this point. And here are our first industry buildings. They do output ground pollution. There is no air pollution in this game, but there is a ground pollution, so that's what we have to worry about. This, as you can tell, also makes water ground pollution, pretty much. And eventually you can actually make trees that do take away a tiny bit of ground pollution. And there is a building called the Eden Project, which also takes away pollution. We're gonna put it up to full speed. If you look down here, here are all my services I can do: garbage, medical, fire department, police, education, public transport, unique buildings, and monuments. Over here are my milestones. You can tell how far I am to that. Close to Little Hamlet, where you unlock new things every milestone. And here's my demand for everything that it wants more residential and some industry. So access. I know what to do that. So as you can see, they're all moving around there, and to make it easier to go from industry to that, I'm going to add a 6-lane road in between there, so they don't have to be doing this little weird thing there. So we have our city looks quite nice at night. It's decent looking, actually. I'm gonna turn up my mouse light intensity during the night. That's better. Now I have a brighter mouse wherever I hover. So we're waiting for everybody to move in. I am now making positive cash flow, and I'm waiting for this to be almost unlocked, and we've reached Little Hamlet. Every time you get a new milestone, you earn money, and you can unlock new things. Seeing as we have unlocked now the first loan, I think we've unlocked education. So let's put down elementary school. $10,000, it's a lot, and they do cost quite a bit to maintain at this point. You can also put down a medical clinic, which I'm going to put right there, and a trash landfill. You can see right there, unlocked when you get 7,500 people. You can an incineration plant, which instead of having to store garbage in here, which this thing does fill up, and then you have to empty, and it takes time, it will actually burn the garbage and gives you a small amount of power, which is a nice thing. See, now we're barely in the weekly income. Oh, yep, we're in the negatives now. And people are complaining about power. What's the problem? We have no power. So I'm going to place one of these. I'm not going to be regularly using these, but at the start, it is required. And can I take a loan? I can take a loan. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pause the game, and instead of that, I'm going to place a coal generator. Sometimes it makes people happy when you only have green, but I've never really seen many negative, like, chirps, pretty much tweets. Never really heard any negative, chirps or tweets when I have these. I've heard not any positive things because I don't have the green stuff, and I'm going to keep these because they don't cost that much, but see, that person's actually positive about that. I love the smell of burning fossil fuel in the morning. Hashtag dino power, hashtag pro fossil. So, it's okay. It costs a lot more to run, but it creates way more power than these do for cost to power ratio. They're complaining about more people, and I'm making so little money. Because the loan, the weekly cost is $403, so I'm going to be... That's a negative on, if you look at my expenses, weekly loan expenses. It's slowly going up. So I'm going to be in negative money for a decent amount of time. It will eventually get out if I just go 3 speed. I think if more people move in and I start making any more industry, which does give you money, I think I'll be doing... You know, I'm actually going to pause the game as this happened. And I might be able to expand this with the tiny bits of money I do have already, like, saved up from before and my loan. Oh, not enough money, but can I at least put water down? Yes, I got tiny bit of water. Yes. And then I can add some more of this. Just to get people moving in so I can make some more money. And then add the water, which they're probably missing it. That's some little commercial buildings. Pop soda. Oh, I would go to this ice cream place. Like, look at that. Look at that. It's see, if I slow down time just to look at this, I can follow this garbage truck, which is returning to facility. Full load. I like to 2 speed just because I want to make money. So they don't actually have to stop any place. They just automatically slowly fill up with their load. Now he is coming around. Going across the big freeway kind of thing. Into the industry area. Driving past the coal power plant and turning to a facility. Cool. Our cash flow is now slowly going up. Still negative, but it is going up from negatives from 1,000 to about 900-ish now. And our city seems to be doing quite well. See, if this thing makes 40 megawatts, and these, where are they? Right here, these make 8, and that's because I put them in a good spot. The upkeep is only 80, but they cost 6,000, and this costs 19,000, which is about 3 times more and makes like double, basically. But does cost more in the upkeep, so still overall though. I'm almost in positive cash flow. I'm in very negative bank balance, but more people are moving in. Oh yeah, you're complaining about water. Sorry, I didn't really have money to... I'm a worthy village. Yes, that gives me lots of money because I finished it. Because if you get to a milestone, as I said before, you get money for it. And now, if you place roads by houses, it will automatically just destroy them. Pretty much evicts them. So, yeah, I'll add that as that. There we go. How's our power doing? Fine. Water's fine. That's fine. Fine. Oh, we unlocked 2 new things. More than 2. Oh, I can take another loan, which means this only costs $253. So if I pay this one off, then I am adding that amount of money, which I'm gonna pretty much put back in my budget by adding the firehouse, which we just unlocked, and the police station, which we just unlocked. Happy faces go all around. Yeah. 2 speed. Now I'm making less money because the police station costs $480 a week to maintain. This costs $560 a week to maintain. So we're going to be... Oh, we unlocked unique buildings. I may place this just because it makes them all so happy. Should be facing this. And it adds tourists, which you can make money. So here's the ground pollution showing itself right here. All that, like, the ground that's turning from the green into, a weird looking moss gray thing. Which is kind of weird looking, but yeah, I guess. And then, so we are back into negative money. So we have full speed to try to make us back the money. Not in negative, though. We're just having negative cash flow. Ooh, we unlocked policies, which means I can control policies that go around. I usually do nothing to make them unhappy, but just things that help me and make them happier. So I can do smoke detector distribution, which costs 5 cents a building, though. But reduces the risk of fire, which is nice for industry and makes people happy. See? Yeah, there's one that says, it just saved my cat. But and now I can also make districts, which I can also make them only specialize, like industry have only specialize in, let's say, farming, pretty much. I just made that. So if I can look, do I have any natural resources? I do have natural resources. Can I buy an area? Yeah, I can. 3,200 bucks, bought it. And now I'm going to actually make it on 2 speeds so I don't rush everything. Since this is yellow is like fertile land, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add some farms here because they make money. I do not believe they make pollution because they are fertile. So I'm going to add this. This is really fertile, actually. That's fine. Pause the game so when I add these, it doesn't automatically try to make industry. Oh, I'm making positive cash flow. It doesn't make regular industry because I'm going to try to make this into farming by setting a district around. Perfect. And then making it industry. So now if I let this go, I'm making positive money. Is anything going to show up yet? Probably not yet. You can wait. Making 19 bucks, 26 now. Ooh, I see policeman. I'm gonna follow him. Call neighborhood shop. Somehow they do still have to wait in traffic, which is kind of weird, but okay. Finding the call. See, if you look, an actual policeman comes out. Low is 67%. Okay. So no one was found. It's good. It's always a nice thing to know. I'm gonna follow him back to the station. 2 speed. Yeah. Turn and back in the police station. Cool. And now what they're requesting is pretty much commercial and residential. But I will probably have to make a big area of commercial and residential over here because I just bought it. Probably make a big area, separate commercial, separate residential. Oh, do we have? There. Going down there pretty much. I might make that. Oh, we have a really high demand. But building that's gonna have to wait for next episode. So this is LavaCat signing off from the first episode of City Skylines. I have no DLCs at this point, but may start a series of the natural disaster City Skylines thing. DLC. So I will see you next episode or next series. This is LavaCat signing off.